I think a big thing too was when we first started making music under this name, we were making stuff. We had gone from, not that we were always like making things for other people, but it was just really refreshing hearing the name Disaster Artist and really making stuff with the ethos that this is only for us and it can be terrible, but that's okay because it's disaster music. So that was kind of what the name meant to us. Like, you can do whatever you want.
Definitely.
Sick. So I wanted to ask, you guys have a ton of projects. Max was filling me in that you guys released like 10 projects in the past year, right?
Or
the last year we put out.
Year.
Well, the last year I think was the one.
Our first year as a band, which I think
2022,
was 2020.
I think.
And that was one year.
And we put out 10 records that year. Because we were kind of just like, if we're gonna make this band, let's do it. Like, let's make this band.
Running.
And we love King Gizzard too, so that was a
huge influence. We're trying to do more because last year we kind of stopped because we were touring a lot and putting out Beheading the Beast, which was awesome, and we were really working hard on that to make it the way we wanted it to. So we were like, all right, let's stop trying to do 10 projects. Let's do one really good one, which I think it came out great. But now we're kind of back to a point where we have so much music now cataloged because we weren't putting stuff out that now we have like 3 albums we're sitting on. Just be like, all right, we gotta get back to it and start just dropping stuff. But
so do you guys think you're gonna be taking more of that format of like rapidly dropping albums or EPs or singles, or do you think you're gonna be like making like full lore in-depth albums like you did with the last one?
It's hard because we have so much material. We're always making songs, and then we do have a project we're working on that is very
lore heavy. Because there is
a
lore to the band Disaster Artist.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask. I might as well just like go off cuff, whatever. But just like for everybody out there, Disaster Artist is more than just a band. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like what I love about you guys is that you guys have extensive lore attached to your music, and you don't really see bands kind of put that effort into like world building. So in like one sentence, how would you describe the lore to your music to someone who's not familiar?
That's a great question.
I think for me, like the first thing that comes to mind is like apocalyptic trash music. Then that's kind of the world too.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
that's not really a full sentence, but
like a Mad Max-esque.
Yeah, like Mad Max meets whimsical. You know, like it's if Mad Max was
Adventure Time
was more fun, but if you
maybe.
looked under the surface, it's dark too.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay, sick.
Like, what was your inspiration for even like attaching like a lore piece to your music in the first place?
Man,
well, we've always loved building worlds ever since we were kids. That's probably our favorite thing to do. We always just kind of like make up little things.
Who's calling?
More people asking about.
They want to know about the lore.
They want to know.
Maybe they want to know if it's reggae.
They're
I'm
like,
so
what's
sorry.
up? Where's the reggae?
Do you want to pick that one up?
Yeah, sure. WKDU 91.7 FM.
They're like, does Disaster Artist have a reggae record?
I definitely will. Basically, this is TJ. He's a huge fan of you guys.
TJ, we love TJ.
Shout out to TJ.
Really enjoyed your set. That you guys were awesome, and he wanted to let you guys know.
Wow,
Oh,
thank you
thanks,
so much,
TJ.
TJ.
Shout
We
out
love
to
you.
TJ.
TJ's a homie.
Yeah, TJ's the best.
All right, shout out to TJ.
Yep.
But yeah, like you guys you just make lore pieces and world building. So, like in a way, does like the lore drive like the type of music you're making, or do you think the music kind of happens first and then lore happens after?
That's a
Awesome
fantastic
question.
question.
Yeah.
So we do have a project out right now that does delve into the lore, which is Prologue Metal Wars.
Yeah, actually, is everything kind of in universe, or is there like stories that like are?
It's a multiverse
You're
story.
awesome for asking this. All right, so yeah, because what we're working on right now is really trying to bring all the stuff from all the different albums
Together. Because what confused me is like, okay, there was Prologue Metal Wars,
Yes.
but then there was Beheading the Beast,
Yeah.
and I was like, where does it
Yes.
line up?
So
and then,
those ones aren't really in the
Yeah.
same time period. Is
Or-
kind of the way we look at it, or even the reality
Because-
almost. You got
yeah,
this.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, the only one that has to do with the lore specifically is Prologue Metal Wars.
Yeah.
Every other record is just a record, you know, that not necessarily fits into the lore world in the way that you would think, perhaps.
Okay.
But they will be integrated into the story, not necessarily
You'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know when you see it. You'll be like, oh, this is a reference to Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah. That's what I was
Yes.
saying. Like aside from Prologue Metal Wars, I feel like the only other like really like intensive one was Man in the Iron Mask with like the fucking the Minecraft world.
Yes.
Yeah. So our Minecraft world is kind of a huge inspiration for the lore too, because that's like another. We had spent like 5 years working on this Minecraft
Disaster
map.
Artist is inspired by Minecraft.
Super. We love Minecraft.
We do.
We probably spent 5 to 6 years working on this
Yeah, we
Minecraft
did.
map, and it's
And that's where we got a lot of
the world building from. We've
our
been
chops,
taking our world building chops up, sure, and we've been taking like a lot of inspiration from that. But yeah, like I think we weren't going into that first year being like, all right, every album is going to be based on the lore. We just happened to like start developing that lore super heavy, and then we got to a point where we're like, all right, we have this whole story, let's see where the music takes us with that. And now that we've gotten even further away from all that stuff, I think we're looking back being like, all right, that was really fun and building that world was awesome, so let's try to dig even deeper into it.
So yeah, the world soon, though, it will make a lot more
Yeah, we're
sense.
trying not to spoil too much, because
I guess we should say it, because
But,
who
yeah,
cares?
so-
we're working on a
comic book.
Yeah.
And that's gonna really tell the whole Disaster Artist lore.
Oh, I'm so excited. Man.
And the first, so the record we're putting out right now is going to be called The Bag of Infinite Songs.
Yep.
And it's about an artifact in the Disaster Artist world called the Bag of Infinite Songs, which just kind of has a bunch of crazy stuff in it.
Yeah,
Is it like the deck of many things?
Yeah,
kind of
well,
like Deck of Many Things,
exactly,
Bag of Holding. It's all inspired by
Yeah.
that.
If you pull out a song that causes disaster.
Exactly. Like it's kind of just like this bag of every song ever is inside of it.
Yeah.
And how would you like describe like the characters you guys play in like your live shows? Like what, you know what I mean? Like you guys are the disaster wizards.
So that's a great question too. I think we've
Another call.
another call.
Oh my gosh.
TJ's calling back.
WKDU, what's up? We have someone asking about the Minecraft world.
Oh, what is
Wow.
Shout out to Lex.
Shout out, Lex.
Just like want to talk about it more. Want us to talk.
Yeah.
Have you guys started?
Do you guys just like get home and play Minecraft?
We haven't
We
done
used
it in
to
a
do
while.
it so much,
I
but
used to
now
do
we
this
kind
for a
of
while.
just
You Minecraft out.
Yeah,
we're
well-
drawing the comic now. Pretty
Yeah.
much anytime we have free time, we've been drawing the comic. We are in immense pain, pretty much constantly, because we've been drawing for like 8 hours a day, like drawing this comic book.
so cool, though.
It's been
It's
crazy.
been very fun.
How?
All right, thank you, Lex.
I'm curious. I'm a huge comic nerd. I'm curious. How long do you expect the first issue to be? Do you expect it to be a one shot or like multiple issues?
So we are trying to do shorter spans of chapters. We're calling them. So it's going to be like the first one is very
short. The first chapter is coming out next week on Friday.
Next week?
Yes.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Friday.
By the way, your server is done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yo,
we gotta
I was
get on that.
I was actually gonna ask you guys if you wanted to make it like an RP thing. People could.
I was thinking it should be for sure.
Yeah, because
But
we definitely want to set it in the
We'll have
the
to-
setting of
yeah.
the trash.
That will
cans.
be to be to try.
Yeah,
Yes.
Everyone out there.
We'll talk about it.
But
We'll talk about it.
basically, I was like, with those performances that you put on, I remember like at Tunaween, if you guys remember, in October, you guys did a somber set because Joe had messed up his arm. If you want, but like, does that have to do anything with like in lore? Like, I kind of imagined it like, okay, like after the album, you guys are just like defeated, and you did like a somber set.
I love that. For us, I think
It was more that we had to. Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
But also, yeah, like the whole Beheading the Beast was kind of about that year and dealing with that. And kind of in a lot of ways, like, yeah, at the end of Beheading the Beast, the characters in that story die and get slain. And that's what Behold, I'm Slain is them dying. And then Mondays with You, they get carted off, which is like their bodies get picked up off the battlefield.
Yeah,
When
that's
hear
what you
that
put like little cart
Yeah, you hear the
noises.
cart noises
Yeah,
and the
awesome.
horses and stuff. That's them like getting carted away. And then Mondays with You is like they're at heaven at last, you know, like
no, but they don't.
But they don't-
They don't even get there.
Yeah,
Like,
So
it's
they
just-
wake up in Skyrim?
yeah, or our
They just
Minecraft map.
fade to Skyrim.
honestly, it would be.
Took
Skyrim.
another arrow to the knee. This time to my shoulder, but
But yeah, you guys have been releasing the unplugged versions of that album. Is there any like
Those were the 3 we did. We just
yeah,
did
it wasn't really lore, like, because I think the lore for that record is
It's
really
kind of
contained in that record, where it's kind of just like, here is a medieval
for
setting
one
to
shot,
describe
like-
our life.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
just
kind
what
of
we were
what
going through that year, because it was rough. Like we were, like I was playing shows all the time and in intense pain and just kind of like trudging through it. You know?
It was just a rough year.
For both of us mentally, but I think that's why the last song is so up. It's not really uplifting, but in a lot of ways it is. Yeah, it's longing, and also like, yeah, we talk at the end. There's that part at the end of the songs. The last one we just played where we just list off a bunch of things that are like kind of mundane things sometimes.
And sometimes like bad things, but it's supposed to be saying like these are things that I enjoy.
Like I'm grateful for all these things, even the bad things. And that's kind of what the whole record symbolizes, that like shit sucks. Sorry. It sucks sometimes, you know?
Yeah,
but
definitely.
like when you come out on the end of it, you can look back and say, well, maybe I'm in a good spot right here because I got to experience all those things. And that's kind of beautiful too, you know? So that concept is definitely something we're also trying to put into the comic too, is like that whole, like things are bad sometimes, but if you just try to like see the good in things, you can usually get out on top, you know?
Yeah. That's cool though. Like, I was just like trying to piece together just like on my end when you're doing Beheading the Beast, and I was like, oh, this is very similar theming to like Man in the Iron Mask. Like, what if they're the same characters? Or
I can't wait for you to see what we're doing. with Man in the Iron Mask,
I'm like
Eggman too. We have such dude the Eggman stuff that's gonna happen. I'm so excited.
There's a lot of we've used those records to incorporate into the.
They're almost like either characters or just artifacts or things that are like Easter eggs is kind of the way I think we've been looking at the year one records, other than the prologue.
The prologue is the only one that is a direct that has to do with the lore.
Yeah, and if y'all are fans of Disaster Artist and don't know like about prologue, you gotta listen.
That song is so funny to me though, because we get some people being like, "This is the best thing I've ever heard," or we get other people being like, "What was that?" Like I couldn't make it through 2 minutes.
But it was just like it's a story.
It's a story, and it's so we had so much fun making it. I think that's why.
I think we also needed to make that to lay the groundwork for what was.
And then there was like the pieces with Lemon Prom.
Oh yeah, because Ben helped us out so much to develop this world. We got to give out props to Lemon Prom because they're amazing, and they helped us develop a lot of this world, which we've kind of like switched it up a little bit now just to fit the art style and kind of where we wanted to go with it. Because I think we're pushing it a little more in like a whimsical.
Yeah.
Just more our art style. But they really like helped us develop it in a really cool way. So huge shout out to them.
Yeah. Shout out. Yeah, that was my first like exposing into that world. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
But it was my first exposing into that world, and that was like so cool.
Yeah, they
did a
killed
great
it
job with all the art for that and helped us a lot with the world building. So huge shout out to Ben.
We love you, Ben.
We love you, Ben, if you're listening.
Shout out to Ben.
Okay, so here's a difficult question. If you were to introduce someone to your music, choose one song.
Oh, that's good.
How could I? Oh, one song, man.
What would you think would be a great introduction track to really
Disaster
get them
Artist?
I do think maybe it's kind of a little bit of a cheat. Is prologue Metal
No,
Wars?
no.
It's a 30-minute. It's a
That
30-minute
is such a commitment.
Yeah,
they have to
listen to the whole thing.
It's like asking someone to get into like One Piece.
But you gotta watch all of it,
bro. You just have to watch first 100 episodes, and then you'll
love it. But I really do feel like that song also it showcases everything.
Yeah, it does. But I'm totally don't agree with Chris. If you have not listened to Disaster Artist, do not start with Metal Wars, please. Please start.
You will never listen to us again.
It's hard because every record is so different, and every record is. We were trying to make them different genres every time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say which one really like is the most Disaster Artist. But I think maybe like, Best Buds for me would be a good one because I think that song isn't what you would expect out of Disaster Artists usually, because we're usually when you see us live, we're like screaming.
What was the, Bloomline Scream?
Bloomline Scream, yeah, the live one we did.
That was the live one.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be cool too.
That's a good one, yeah, because that's like drum and bass, or something like Edge of the Blade maybe is like a good one to start with, or White T-Shirt Stain. Maybe White T-Shirt Stain might be my final answer. Listen to that one if you haven't checked Eddie out. Please not prologue.
I'm curious. Also, I do have one more lore question. I'm curious. What is the beast exactly? Was it a dragon?
The beast for us. So that's the hard. The beast was supposed to, for anybody, was supposed to represent whatever you want it to be. For us, it represented, I think, even different things between each other.
For me, it was my shoulder for sure. Like, was the beast I was struggling.
For
like a
me,
dragon is the what we were using to represent the beast. So in that world, yes, it is a dragon.
I thought it was funny that now this is the year of the dragon.
I know.
Yeah.
Year of the dragon. A few days ago, it was Dragon Day too.
Yep.
Celebrated by drawing some dragons.
So how inspired were you by Dragon Tales?
Oh, dude,
so
actually,
much.
so much.
Yeah.
So much.
I was actually named after the kid from Dragon
No
Ball.
way!
That's
awesome.
I love
some
I
Max
love that.
lore.
Oh, that show's
That's
amazing.
awesome,
I
Max
played a
lore.
show at Philomoka recently, solo, and that's what I had in the background.
Oh, no
was
way.
Dragon Tales.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Dragon Tales.
Yeah,
Shout out
huge
Dragon
shout out to
Tales.
Dragon
What a
Tales.
weird rock too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
It's a scale.
yeah,
Dragon
like
scale.
like but it's like huge
It
too.
is.
It's a giant dragon scale.
Yeah.
That's the beast.
Yeah.
The entire lore depends on you watching the
Dragon Tales.
entirety of Dragon Tales. If you don't watch the entirety
You
of
don't-
Dragon
you
Tales,
won't
you
get
will
it.
you
won't
won't
understand
You're not
it.
a disaster artist fan.
Yeah,
You watch
you're
all
really
of Dragon
Yeah,
Tales.
it's just like Dragon Tales 2.
Just, that's what
See,
comes
that's
after.
Actually, yeah, that's,
Yeah, it's literally just 50 years later, all the dragons have gone like ravenous, all the kids have been eaten, and just the entire world is on fire. Like it's just like
That's
the
it.
worst outcome. Like it went from peace and prosperity to just like a actual hellhole.
Yeah.
Ruining childhoods.
No, but it's cool. It's cool. There's wizards.
yeah, there's
Wizards.
and cowboys.
But yeah, we're coming at the end of the time.
Cool.
Anything you guys wanna shout out or?
Other than we have this comic coming out and a music video and a song
And a
next
new
Friday.
and a new album, which we're very excited
and
about.
A bunch of new things.
New
Where are you
bunch of
gonna
new
be
stuff.
dropping the comic?
That's so we're probably just gonna put it out on our Instagram first, and then we're gonna try to get physicals made.
I was gonna say I could help you get to
Oh.
some comic shops.
We would,
Please,
yeah, we
yes,
would
I
love
would
to.
love
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I
Let's do
worked
it.
at a comic shop here in
Oh,
Philly,
awesome.
and I know some connections.
Yeah, that's
Word,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
that'd be
do it.
awesome.
And they're very very chill about it.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. We're at the
Thank you for
end
having
of the Disaster Artist interview and live show. What's good? It's
Yeah.
WKDU, Philadelphia.
Yeah,
91.7
windows down and
FM.
sense of sun.
Yeah, windows down and sense of sun. Thank
You
you
roll
guys.
the windows down to smell the sun.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, up next is more of the Gospel Jam. All right, thanks.